Guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be making this dress, and I've gathered all these tools in order to achieve this project. I've gathered my sewing machine, my pins, my tape, my pattern master, and the fabric I'll be using. So I got the 2 meters of fabric for the project, and this is my front pattern and my back pattern. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is to close my shoulder dart, and then I'm going to cut on the front chest line, which you can actually call it bust point line. So closing this and cutting the front will make sure that I have some sort of rest or relaxed position for the pattern, and then I'm going to close the waist dart as well. So I'm going to be using this method to achieve the cowl neck effect, and I'll mark my shoulder space and transfer this whole thing on a new pattern paper. So when I'm done transferring it on a new pattern paper, what I just want to do is to make sure that my front is on a straight line, and I want to get my neckline on an angle of 90 degrees. So just like that, my front part is done. So this next step is optional. You can choose to actually ignore it. It won't still make any difference to your pattern. So the next thing I'm going to be working on is my skirt part. But before that, I'm going to be using my shoulder space for the front to get the shoulder space with the back, and I'm going to be moving to the lower part. So in the first cow neck video I made, I got a lot of comment of people saying they don't get the facing part. So because of that, I'm going to be doing this facing differently. So what I'm going to be doing is to copy my main piece, and then I'm going to determine where I want my facing to start and just cut it out, and later on I can tape it together. I think this is the most simplest way of getting my facing done, and it's not quite complicated. So I got to my skirt part, which is like the down part. So what I'm going to be doing here is to mark my darts and then mark it straight to my skirt length, which is 3.5. I'm just going to rule it down and open it up to mark the same thing on the other side of the dart. Mind you, I'm using a complete full front pattern for the skirt, and this is going to give me a chance to determine where I want my slit to stand, stay, or wherever. Yes. So if you want to do center front for your slit, you're just going to go from the center of your skirt like that, measure 9 inches from your skirt length, mark it, and then from there, from the skirt length downward, measure 2.5 or 2 inches to get your curved line, and then you are going to just use your pattern master to rule it. So that's for the front slit. But if you're like me using the dart slit, we're going to be doing it from the dart point. So just same process but from the dart side. Now that we're done with that, I'm just going to go ahead and cut this part of my skirt out because it tends to be the straighter part. So this down part, I'm going to go ahead and mark my fold line onto it. It's as if you're doing slash and spread method, so I'm just going to mark it and determine where I want it to stand up like that. So I actually tried two methods in making this dress. The first one is the gathering method and the second one is the pleating method or folding method, which I actually say this method that I settled on is actually the most easiest one. So if you're looking for ways to make a dress between 30 minutes, you can just go for this one, which is like okay. So another thing is that this method I choose doesn't waste fabric. It's just 2 meters and I still have leftover that I use to make skirts that I'll be uploading later. So I went ahead and choose where I want the slit to end and where I want my folding or the ruched to start from, and I went ahead to mark it to my dart line, and then I use 1 inches to go right ahead and do the second marking using 4 inches from the side to go over to that 1 inch. So some sort of things like that, that's what I did. And then on the part that I cut off, which is my waist area, I just mark a straight line there using 1.5 inches, and that's what I did. So I just went ahead from my dart line and separate the curve like that, and I'm going to be doing the same thing on the top part, cutting from that dart line, and I will go ahead and cut my fabric with the pattern. So the slash and spread method will be done on the fabric in order to save my pattern paper. So that's it. So I felt some people might think that I'm actually bored when I was making this because I don't feel really happy making it, but actually I am not bored. I'm actually happy making it, and at the end of the video you actually see, because I wear it and I was making a lot of TikTok videos, so it's just that I happen to have a bad voice at the moment, and that's it. Please do like, share, and comment, and let me see any video suggestion you want me to make next, any dress you want me to sew next. I'll be happy to do that. Thank you so much. When you cut your facing, it should actually look like this, and it should be worn together with your main piece, and this should be your shoulder space. This right here should be your shoulder space. It should actually look like this. So I'm going to go ahead and finish my back piece, and then I'll use it to turn this one over. So I'm going to be sewing the neckline of my sleeve, and I'll pick my dart if I want. So if you want, you can pick your dart at the back. If you don't want, you can ignore that. So my down part looks like that. I'm going to start by sewing my front part first. So just follow along as I gather the piece together. You're going to see the way I do it step by step. And please don't forget to subscribe. So once again, please subscribe, leave a nice comment. Thank you. So hey, if you watched this video to this level, thank you, and that means you're actually trying to make your own dress, which it's so much nice. I don't know what to say. Just thank you and continue watching. You will be disappointed at the end. So to those of you that skipped to this part, thank you as well. This is the end of the video, and I'm going to be wearing and showing you how it